I'm feeling pitchy.
Well, you know what they say.
Maybe
if you're pitchy today, you're witchy tomorrow.
Just straight facts.
I kind of have a feeling you thought I was going to say something else.
I thought you were. And I was like, ooh,
And you're like,
awkward.
no.
Awkward for everybody involved.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of
Espookys Talk.
That's right, guys. Your favorite Espookys podcast is back. I am Arturo, and I am here, as always, with the hostess, with the absolute mostess, our bruja herself, Eva.
Hey, everybody. So today is December 5th, and it is finally Friday. I feel like this week has been so long.
Dragging.
Just holding me back.
Well, after a big holiday feast of Thanksgiving, of course.
It's really hard to get back into the routine, but we did it.
And-
So
and
congratulations.
Yay, us.
Woo.
All right.
So with that, let's jump into our cosmic forecast. So here's the vibe check. It's pretty simple. We finally made it to the end of the week, and it's a supermoon afterglow, meaning that you should put on your best wardrobe, something bold, something eye-catching, because it's giving big main character energy. Those shoes that are just abandoned in the corner that you bought and you swore that you'd wear, put them on. Today's the day. So you should be feeling amazing due to the supermoon. You should have released of everything that you no longer need, and you should be manifesting all day today of what it is that you really desire. Because it's not only a cold supermoon, but also the last one of the year.
Oh,
So it's going to be the brightest.
nice. I'm sure that makes it special.
It sure does. So the energy it'll be giving off is that of strength with your emotions and also with what you've always wanted to say. So if you're looking for clarity or there are some skeletons in your closet,
Uh-oh.
they're going to resurface. So be ready to deal with that. You'll be able to read people like an open book.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I warned you all. What you do with that information is on you.
Oh, no.
It should feel as if the veil between your feelings and your awareness is super thin. So it's not only something that you're going to be conversating with someone and like a truth might slip out, but it's also within yourself. You're going to discover new things about yourself. So that's exciting. With the Sagittarius alignment of the sun, you're going to be really bold and honest, and you're going to take up space. You're going to say, hey, here I am, and I want to do X, Y, and Z. So, yay you. Get out there and shine. I know you could do it. For all my single friends out there, use that confidence boost. Okay? You need to spark up deep conversations.
You can do it.
Share soft moments with those that matter most to you. It's a magical night for a new love to spark. So be sure to be bold with that amazing outfit that you probably now put together and be a trendsetter. And with that, we end Espookys Talk Cosmic Forecast.
Nice. You said something that really resonated with me, and it is, thank God it's Friday.
Oh, yeah. Oof. It's been one crazy week.
If you guys only knew everything going on in life right now, you'd be like, I can't believe you guys are on the air. I can't believe you pulled yourself away.
We survived.
Oh man.
But it's gonna be magical. We've got to stay curious.
I like it.
And of course, here we are talking about spooky things.
Absolutely. And speaking of spooky things, aren't we about to get right into where we kind of left off last time?
A little bit, but I just had a brilliant idea. With it being a supermoon, so many things are going to be happening. Because, if you really think back to when we talked about how the moon affects people,
Yeah.
with the supermoon, and I mean, law enforcement has told us already that it is true. Like on a full moon, a lot of crazy things happen. There's a lot of lunatics living their best lives.
Love it.
And now they're going to have lots of confidence. Woo. It's going to be a night to remember.
You know, that's what they say. They say that the supermoon has a lure that brings it all out. And you know, like my favorite song from back in the day, The Freaks Come Out at Night.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ding, ding, ding. No, you can't get...
No lyrics.
I don't have licensing for that.
You get karaoke version.
Oh, man. No, but I think it's funny. We were talking about so many different things. And as I keep going through everything, and I'm telling you guys, this has just been such a wild ride, learning everything that I have learned since we started this podcast and kind of just diving into everything. Because I'm so curious, but confused. I don't know. And the one thing we were talking about, and it resonates with me because of my family members, with people I know and stuff, are just like you. Brujas.
All our brujas.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing to me. It amazes me how much in tune and in touch you guys are. And I thought that would be something that we wanted to do an extra deep dive into because we touched on it on the last episode. And
yeah.
I know we had a little bit of a hiatus, guys. Life hits you pretty hard, but we're here. We are back.
It knocks you down, but we get right back up.
You know, and then I was asleep because of all the turkey. It was just a lot. It was a lot, but here we are. And I really wanted to talk about witches. You know, the people who practice witchcraft. You know, it's such a huge range. I know that there's spiritual practices, magical practices. They could be used for good. They could be used for harm. I mean, it's usually, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know historically and through mainstream media, it's usually associated with evil. The association, the perception. But I know that's not true.
Right, because we talked about that with like the grandmother probably using the cauldron to heat up the caldo.
Yes.
And, you know, that's a stranger who doesn't look like me and she's dressed differently and I don't know what she's doing, so I'm going to assume the worst out of fear.
Of course. But, you know, what I was reading out there, a little hiatus here about modern witchcraft is that it's super diverse. And it often involves things like nature-based beliefs and healing and spell casting and things that are definitely not evil. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that. It's misunderstood. And there's a lot of accusations that were out there before, which led to the hunting and persecution of a bunch of people who you yourself were telling me were just strong-willed people and people who were in tune. And people who were trying to do good things, but they were different. And people freak out when things are different.
They really do. But I think that's just the survival instinct in us.
I guess. That's a good way of putting it, I guess.
Yeah, because like what you don't know and don't comprehend, it's going to be scary and you're going to get defensive and you're going to do something about it.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially these women were being prosecuted, and they were just trying to help. So las curanderas were just trying to help people. Mm-hmm. But, you know, as I mentioned in our previous podcast about how the priests needed people in the church because they needed the money, right? And so people were supposed to come to them so that they could pray and they can earn money. And so that wasn't happening. So what do? You instill fear into people.
Yeah.
So people would just do it privately and keep it hush hush, but they would still go see the curanderas to get the remedies for their ailments because the herbs worked.
Yeah. That's the key.
It worked.
Is that
it's
it worked.
Working, right?
And they thought it was a manipulation. They thought that they were doing something magical, something Espookys.
Yeah, because it wasn't coming from them and they didn't have a control over it. They really missed the market on just, you know, rebranding it, hiring them and rebranding it as like a pharmaceuticals through the church. They missed their chance.
Man, if you could only go back. Go back.
You know, if that was really the issue.
You'd been Johnson & Johnson.
But you know, I think it was just not understanding why the herbs worked. But, you know, colonizers have been doing that for so long, just messing with the traditions of the people that were already there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's part of our history. But I do think you mentioned how it comes down to wanting power over someone.
That's true.
And that definitely was a big part of colonization. But today, modern witches are working with their intuition, using it as, someone said this on the internet, I thought it was awesome, spicy therapy.
I do like spice.
Right. It just makes it a little fun, brings self-awareness. And then every girl loves shiny things. So of course we're into the crystals, and gems. And plus we're learning about what's within the earth, which is very interesting. Personally, I like candle magic. Each color represents something. So I know everybody could use a little more money. So if you light up a green candle with the intention of abundance of wealth to come your way, you know, might get like $1 or $2, but it's $2 you didn't have before.
That's right. Take it.
And you know, it's the intent behind it that really matters. And there's many ways to do it. You can close your eyes and just come up with something by listening to your inner intuition. You can reach out to a friend that might have a ritual. You can write me an email and I can share what comes to mind. But essentially, you kind of make it your own. There are no rules in witchcraft.
You once mentioned that, it trips me out.
Okay.
Because you once said something that really, every time you talk about it and I hear you use keywords, I always think to myself what you said, that you said intent. And I know that you were saying that like Catholic prayer is basically the chant with intent.
Right.
You know, and I was reading something the other day about nature and intention, and that I think it said something like a lot of modern witches, they focus on connecting everything. And it's described as prayers said with intent, involve working with the intentions and tools that you have to achieve your desired outcome.
Yeah. Like las curanderas, they pray over you with herbs. They use the Catholic prayers.
Yes.
That's the part that I'm just like, what?
I'm telling you. It just blows my mind.
But yeah, when you need to control someone, it doesn't matter how just it is, right?
Yeah. And it's not all the same too. Like you're talking about the Catholic, prayers that they were using and things like that. But I know that it's not all the same. There's such a wide range of practices. You're talking about candle magic. Right. I want to learn more about that. So, whether you talk about it now or after we're off the air, man, I want to learn more about that. So you use the tool, and the tool being the candle. And so like if you don't have one, you can always use white. White is a good color to use. Because it can be used for anything, whatever intent you want on it. You can carve what it is that you want into it. You can add cinnamon, like ground cinnamon, and you can put it into the writing. Really? Mm-hmm. And then so that cinnamon brings in more attraction, more abundance. Really? Yeah. And so I love cinnamon.
And it just smells good. So then now your house smells good.
It's so tasty.
You're manifesting whatever it is you're manifesting. Again, I would be manifesting an abundance of money.
Do you like money?
I do really want to live in a haunted house one day, so I kind of need to buy it. But the witch is the battery, right? You yourself are the battery putting into this intention. Because it truly is, life is truly mind over matter.
You always told me that it was the manipulation of energy, and as we know, energy is infinite. And that's interesting that you say that. Do you know something I was reading? Because over this little break, guys, I was reading some stuff. Do you remember something, the rule of 3 in witchcraft? Do you know what that is?
Okay, so pause. Because 3 is a very special number to me. Good things happen in 3s. but so do bad things.
Thank you.
So when I was a certified nurse assistant, I was studying to be a certified nurse assistant, a CNA. So they do a lot of patient care, is like the entire job. It was a lot of fun. And whenever a patient passed away, 2 others would be departing.
No.
Yes. It was so interesting that it was always in 3s.
What I read about the rule of 3 in witchcraft, also known, I think it was the threefold law, was that whenever energy a person puts out into the world would be returned to them 3 times over. And that it applied to both positive and negative energy.
Mm-hmm. So when you do something,
man, you got to want it. You got to want it done.
Because you also have to pay for it. And like, think about like it's like the balance of scales, right? Like you do good karma, you earn good karma. So then you can manifest something and, the scales start to even out.
Mm-hmm.
You do some bad stuff and then you go and ask for stuff. You have to pay for that. So how that pays off just depends on your beliefs.
It's interesting because I work with kids and you got to think of this. I always use a lot of stuff because what this basically is saying is that with every type of an action that there are consequences.
Absolutely.
And I keep telling kids consequence is just the end result to something. It doesn't have to, that's not negative. If you study real hard for a test, your consequence is you're probably going to get a good grade. Do you know?
Right.
So the fact that it's so true that you have to really want it. Because if you throw it out there, it's going to come back. That's such a trip. I love that. It's like the golden rule. I love that.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, it's hard to speak for everybody because you can't.
No, of course
it's
not.
Impossible. It is such a personal practice.
I'm sure.
It's like meditation, right? It's such a to each individual practice. But I mean, so is prayer. Although people get together and pray, they might pray in their own different ways or be asking for different things for, because everybody's life is so different. I think it's our differences that really make us shine.
I agree with that. I used to say it's the little imperfections that make somebody perfect.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You guys write that down in your journals.
Write it down.
And reflect.
When I was reading all of that about this stuff, they said something that about 3s and things like that a lot of times it represents like natural cycles or concept, like birth, life, death, 3s. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. And I don't know. I don't know. I was reading this book and I just thought it was super interesting about witches.
No, I mean, it's so true. I mean, we could, in our previous chat, right, we talked about how like things match. Like think of the Holy Trinity. It's 3.
Yeah.
And why is it the same? Right? So all these things align. There must be some truth to it. But, manifestation doesn't have to be used with candles. Personally, I like to also flame watch.
Ooh.
I like to try to focus my energy into the candle to see if I can make it light, like make the flame light higher. So transfer my energy into the candle burning, if that makes sense. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
Because even when this candle goes off, if the smoke is clear, then it was received. If there's no smoke, then it wasn't received.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now, your intent has to be pure of heart.
I like it.
And then, so other ways to manifest could be vision boards. Do you remember when you were a kid making those cool vision boards with magazine cutouts?
Yeah, you cut out the stuff that you...
Do people even buy magazines anymore?
I doubt it. They probably just print stuff off.
Hey, whatever
online.
works.
Yeah, whatever works.
Affirmations, scribing. So you take a dark mirror, or for me personally, I like obsidian. I have it's like a crystal ball, but it's made of obsidian, and you stare into it until your gaze is unfocused, and you'll start to have like mini visions. And then intentional living, right? Making sure that you do everything with a purpose. I mean, we can start by how we've colonized like Christmas trees, but I don't want to upset anybody with their beliefs in the sense of, I mean, we can go as simple as like birthday candles on a birthday cake.
Yeah.
That's manifestation. Make a wish on this candle. It's candle magic.
Shut up. When you say it like that, it kind of makes...
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's an interesting take.
Okay.
Because I feel like a lot of our traditions and things like that come from stuff like this.
Yeah. Like think about how there's an altar and candles.
Mm-hmm.
And they use frankincense to clear the space in a cathedral.
That's crazy.
We light candles for our prayers.
So what other elements and stuff are used?
Oh, you use water?
Well, there are 4 essentials, right, for witchcraft. Right? Earth, air, fire, water.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but I was thinking of the elements because they represent physical, emotional, spiritual attributes, right? And they're used in things like spells and personal reflection, which is kind of what you were talking about.
Yeah. And then each one goes to, like one's for north, south, east, and west. But I don't know. When I think of water, I think of cleansing. When I think of fire, I think of starting something. When I think of earth, I think of grounding. And when I think of the wind, I think of like your voice needing to be heard. You need to carry something.
Communication. So interesting. All right.
Am I amazing you right now? Am I reading your brain?
You're amazing me. You always do. Because I'm telling you, when I say you're the bruja of all brujas, I am lying, guys. Like, you should hear some of our conversations that we aren't recording. They are mind-blowing. Crazy. And it opens up so many questions and so many things. And then we get out here and we're talking and sharing things with you, but I wish I could remember every little piece of some of those conversations because I think it's awesome.
I mean, and when I talked about spicy therapy, everyone's probably like, what? Huh? I'm talking about shadow work and inner healing. So modern witches today, like myself, are really looking into healing our traumas and trying to break generational patterns by becoming more emotionally self-aware and ensuring that we do things with intention. And so shadow work it's really hard because you have to face your inner demons. Me and my demons, we get along now. We hugged it out after talking about it, Communication. It's very important. But it like messes with you, if that makes sense. Like once you start shadow work, you got to finish it through. And there's like plenty of books out there that help you through it, but it involves a lot of like talking to yourself in the sense of like, why do I feel so defensive about this? What caused me to feel this defensive?
You talk about things like that, and inner demons and stuff like that. What are witches afraid of? Is there anything in particular that sticks out? Like, I don't know.
I would say not having freedom. Like holding on to all this stuff, like generational traumas, like that wasn't mine to carry. So you don't feel free because you're carrying that.
Got it. I was reading things that some witches, that there's a variety of things: fire, salt, religious symbols, the physical world. They fear things that represented purity and purification. But I feel like when I read stuff like that,
yes,
about things about religious actions and judgments and all these things like that, I feel like those are the things that created that image of evil and all that. So
I mean, like, let's look at the movie Wicked, right? The musical as well. Like, they throw water at a witch and she's supposed to disappear.
Yeah. But if I see a witch that's scaring me, I'm throwing water at her. Heck yeah. I saw The Wizard of Oz. I'm clicking heels. I'm doing anything I can.
Elphaba doesn't die with the water.
Oh.
Yeah. Spoiler. Sorry.
Damn it.
The movie.
Guys, you can't. I'll beep that out.
But see, all of the things that you mentioned is all of that, like, fear mongering, I think is the term.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's something else that I read about. What was the question? It was so funky. It was, what does God say about witches? Right? And you're like, bro, who wrote that? You know who wrote that? And then it says, according to the Bible, that God considered witchcraft to be an abomination and forbids it. He lists along things like works of the flesh. And I'm not trying to offend anybody or anything like that, but I guess it really depends on what you believe.
Yeah.
It's got to be. If you believe that whatever, and that things are evil, then it's one thing. But if you're like, I don't know, all the different religions that are surrounding witchcraft, wicked, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. But they're all about nature and healing and things. How can that be evil?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And like I said, they follow the light and things like that. They just want people to be happy and live harmoniously. Like I said, at this point, I just think it's people, at least for me, how I perceive it is people trying to find out who they are so that they can bring good to the world. Mm-hmm. And the spiritual journey is difficult because nobody has the answers. You have the answers within yourself. And when you hear that, it's cheesy and dumb. I know, because I was on that side once before. But when you put in the work, like anything else, there's always a reward or a consequence. So the reward is that everything starts to make sense and you feel aligned. And when we say aligned, at least for me, I mean that I just feel in the right place at the right time. And whether, for me, it's like I look at the clock and I see 11:11 and I get to make a wish. And that's something I've done since I have knowledge, since I can recall information, right? So I want to say it was like in kindergarten.
Interesting.
Like, oh, it's 11:11. So I got it tattooed on me.
Interesting.
So that I always keep believing. Because life is tough. Life is tough. And people are always tearing each other down instead of building each other up. I feel, and I've mentioned this in the previous podcast as well, that I probably was burned at a stake before because I just feel so hurt that it's still happening today, that women are looked as second-class citizens. Yeah. And I don't mean to get all political, but we should really do something about it in a country where I'm supposed to be free.
So you mentioned something, you mentioned a lot, but your earliest memories of that, you mentioned were around 4 or 5. Because I remember from our earlier podcast, you told a story of a dream that you had when you were going to be given the keys to heaven.
The keys
and
to
that
heaven.
that was when you were 4.
I'm letting everybody in.
I'm telling you. Well, thank you. I was going to need the help.
It's going to be a party.
But
no, except for, the people who don't deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
And those people know who they are.
You know who you are. But one of the things that I was reading in all of this stuff was, how do you tell if you're a witch? You know what I'm saying?
There are so many things. Oh,
I mean, I know I'm opening up like this. This is not scripted.
This is a rabbit hole now. Yeah.
Oh man, because I was reading and it's like if you have a deep connection to nature and if you feel heightened intuitions and empathy and have a history of creating potions when you were a little kid and feel drawn to the moon and weather changes and et cetera, and I'm like, it interests me because I've known a lot of people. I talk to a lot. I'm a talker. I talk to everybody, and everybody seems to have true that, and everybody seems to have that I talk to that feels that way is drawn to one of these things. And I'm like, interesting. Even my Thea. You know what I'm saying though?
What?
I'm telling you. So I'm like,
I'm gonna call her up. I gotta know now.
Shoot, let's go back over there. And then
seriously, the food was delicious.
Well, there you go. We are. That's one thing
I'm always thinking about the food.
There you go. But you know what I'm saying? So how do you tell? Like, I mean, with some people that I've spoken to, when they feel that they have some type of a connection, and they don't necessarily think that they're witches, but there's a connection. Like I use my Thea as a perfect example because spirits can come to her and have communicated and given her messages to pass on. You know, she doesn't believe that she's a bruja. You know what I mean? She just feels that there's a special connection. There's something there. And I feel like you would say that everybody can achieve that plane, achieve that height, you know, 100%. That heightened, you just have to practice. How do you know you're a witch? That's my question.
I think that if you can believe it, you can achieve it. Most of us do it while we're sleeping.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
When you dream. Some people learn, because it's the easiest to do, you learn how to control your dreams.
There's a movie about that.
Yeah.
It's called Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my goodness. No, not that movie. But, you know, you start to learn to control your dreams by telling yourself that, like, you can, I don't know why this is always the example. Like, you see a red ball and that's how you tell yourself, like, hey, you're asleep, and then you start to control it. Lucid dreaming. That's what it's called. And so you choose something to train yourself with, like a red ball, and when you see it in your dreams, you know that you're dreaming, and then you start using that world as like a practice world. I used to do it so I can practice my slap hitting for softball.
All right.
It worked.
Did it?
Yeah, because like I kept practicing in my brain, like in my dream world, right? That when I would go to do it, I had like all the confidence and like my body just knew what to do.
So that's a coaching technique that I've actually used before myself. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I've used it when coaching kids in basketball and specifically free throws to visualize and to every detail of arm motion and speed and, you know, how everything, rotation of the ball, things like that. And you'd be amazed if the people who are shooting 50 times and kids who are just visualizing it, the kids who were visualizing and were able to practice what they envisioned were actually as successful, if not even a little more successful than those that were just throwing the ball up.
That's how I taught myself how to dive off the diving board into the pool. But also I have more.
Oh. So
the folklore side of lucid dreaming is that in some cultures, they link it to spirit traveling. So remember good old astral projection?
I do. I remember you saying that you saw some dude's room and all this crazy stuff.
My best friend's room. Don't make it weird.
No, a friend of yours from that on very, very far away that you've never been to that place.
Yeah.
That's insane. That story was insane. If you didn't hear that, guys, go back and listen.
Yeah.
That was in the first season.
So it was my best friend's room, but he's a boy and I'm a girl, and we don't enter rooms. That's because it's disrespectful in the Mexican culture. So, but I saw his room once, and he actually had something going on, and that's why like my spirit was called over there. And I also saw that there was a ghost in his room. And apparently he would hear a girl crying. So it made perfect sense. And it's because she really liked the way he played the guitar.
Wow.
But just the fact that I told him that and he didn't think I was crazy is why we're really good friends till today.
No, that's cool.
But anyways, astral projection is real, and it is another thing that you can learn to do. But sometimes, when you enter someone else's dreams, you can't remember them. But then the person will tell you about them, that you were there.
Time out. Back up. Did you just say when you enter another person's dream?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can enter people's dreams. You just won't be able to remember them, but the other person will.
Oh, that's interesting stuff.
Now, what's really rare is when the both of you can choose to meet there.
Yeah, that sounds rare.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
Takes a lot of practice, but totally doable. You can choose to meet in a place. Like the acoustic records. Let me look it up. I'm terrible with pronunciations. Akashic. The Akashic records is a spiritual concept of cosmic libraries of knowledge. So you can choose to meet there, and then you don't run into the issue of not being able to recall the dream. And you can walk out of there with knowledge sometimes that you didn't have before. The first time I did it, I was really nervous. And fear isn't great when you're traveling spiritually. And I decided to ask what time it was, and they didn't like that.
Why?
I don't know. You just can't ask what time it is.
That's
Don't
crazy.
go trying it because it freaked me out for a week.
I'm probably
Someone's going to go try it, but I warned you.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah. Another time I asked, "Who are you?" And they didn't like that either. Yeah,
It's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm geeking out, guys. I know I'm quiet, but it's because I'm geeking out. I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I have my computer out, guys. I'm looking things up and stuff when she's talking because it just blows my mind. I have to learn more about it because I have all of the. I'm telling you guys, I'm super confused when it comes to all this stuff. But there's a little something. There's a little something out there that I feel that I have a connection to. When you said entering other people's dreams, but you don't remember it, and I'm like, it's interesting because you're talking, I'm looking things up, and it's talking about, I'm looking right here about lucid dreaming, and people believe it's possible to enter other people's dreams, and that the dreaming can be controlled. You can control the dream's direction.
Yeah.
And I've actually had in my dream state, dreams that I can remember, someone appearing in my dream and kind of leading the scenario. Just that means that person entered my dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or did I just dream that up myself?
No, maybe they came and visited you. That makes perfect sense to me.
Wow.
The other thing is like my dreams are super vivid. Like extremely vivid. It feels like another life. I have a conscience like I do like in real life, like we're awake right now, right?
It's a real podcast.
Where, and I just recently learned that some people don't have like an inner monologue. Some people can just absolutely clear their mind. That is amazing to me. I do not have that luxury. So I have that in my dreams too.
Wow.
And like in my dreams, I can feel things and smell things. So it truly feels like another life sometimes. And sometimes I get like predictions of what's to come. Those are the scariest.
You've told me things like that.
Yeah.
You told me things like that. See, now that is something that's happened to me, but it doesn't happen to me often. That I will dream something and it happens. It's rare, but it's happened to me multiple times. And I'm not talking about weird coincidences. Like, I'm talking about stuff that there's no way that should be happening type stuff.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think there's more to our mind, body, and soul that we have yet to unlock.
Chills.
So regardless of what you choose to believe, or, please send me questions so I can look stuff up and go down this rabbit hole some more.
You guys need to, we talk about communication. You guys need to communicate with us.
Yeah.
I'm
feeling
down.
neglected.
I am so down to kind of go through a few things and check some stuff out. Like, here's a great example. First off, let me start by throwing out our email address, which is Espookys Talk, ESPOOKYSTALK @gmail.com. Or you can go to the link in our bio and you can send us a message directly. I grew up with a guy named Joaquin. Hey, Joaquin in Antioch. How you doing, buddy?
Shout out.
So we played ball together and went to school together and all that stuff growing up, lost track of each other for a little bit, that sort of thing. But you know what's really crazy is he listens to our podcast. He listens to our podcast and he sends messages to me back and forth. We reconnected. Super cool.
Yeah.
We talked on our last episode about the witch that goes on that one road in Antioch, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, my wife heard that. And he wants us, if we ever go to Antioch to check it out, he wants to join us on that little excursion. And I am so down.
Whoa.
And just that type of thing, like people, there's someone who was from, I think they were from Oklahoma, who heard our podcast on Alabama. And we're like, dude, I heard your podcast in Alabama and all the spooky stuff in that state. I know you're going to do states over the course of whatever. He goes, I would love to hear about Oklahoma. So that might be our next one.
That is awesome.
But if you can guys reach out and touch bases with us, I'm telling you, you can help guide this podcast as well. We're all one big organic globule of a family.
Whoa. A whole globule. That was really hard to say.
I just think, just reach out, guys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Reach out.
I just wanted to add one more thing about shadow work. So, turns out that in lucid dreaming, you can work on your shadow self. So, yay. It's like soul training. So you're able to learn how to control your inner world, confront your nightmares, talks to part of yourself. So like, your inner child. You get to rewrite traumatic memories and also banish any like nightmarish dreams if it's like the reoccurring quote unquote monster, right? But you also get to face your fears. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
As well as like journaling about it and looking in coping mechanisms,
Wow.
You just got to do it all.
I feel bad that we kind of went all over the place on this particular episode.
I know,
but
I'm so sorry.
So into all of these things. And every time we mention something, I kind of want to follow that branch out. We're going to have to revisit some of these topics and really dive in. And I know there wasn't a whole bunch of super spooky tales in this one, but man, it just resonates with me. And it's one of the reasons why we do this is to kind of not just go over the folklore and everything else, but to actually dive into this, to everything that's out there.
Well, now that we've opened a rabbit hole of dreaming, that's what I'm going to go with. It's important that you're not scared. It's your dreams. You get to control them. I think that's pretty awesome. I think everybody should go home and try it. Well, hopefully you're listening to this in the morning.
Why?
So you could pick your bold outfit for the supermoon.
True that. I will release this, guys, first thing, maybe midnight on Friday, right as it crosses over to Friday.
Oh, okay.
And that way, if you guys listen to it at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll give you plenty of time to plan that outfit for the supermoon.
You know, it's going to make a difference.
All right.
Gotta try new things. Be a trendsetter. Trendsetter?
Trendsetter.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to edit this episode.
It's okay. You know, guys,
I'm going to have to make it make sense.
it's going to make sense. With that, though, guys, it is that time. We have come full circle. And I'm going to, after we get off this, though, I have some questions, y'all.
Okay.
Because, you know,
I'm ready.
mind blown. I don't know what to tell you. But for all of you guys out there who are listening, man, we appreciate you. I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday. But check this out, guys, before you actually put your head down on that wonderful pillow and start your lucid dreaming cycles. Be sure to check under your bed.
Lock your closet and mirrors.
It's a spooky time.